What's up, y'all? Happy New Year! Happy New Year. I know, technically, those of us who are in Central Time, it's no longer morning, but Happy New Year and welcome to the first morning meditation of 2026. Yeah, we made it. We're in 2026, y'all. Okay, so I know, I know it is no longer morning time, but it's still, it's 2026. I'm really, really excited and I've been really busy. So the reason why we're a little late this morning, if you guys have not heard the amazing news, your girl got a grant. Yes, your girl got a grant. So I've been really busy doing a whole bunch of things this morning and throughout the weekend and all the things. So I really need to get y'all caught up on all the things. So I'm gonna go ahead and point out that I got a grant, I got funded, and it is so important and it ties into this month's focus scripture. Okay. Um, so let's get into what the focus scripture is, and then I'll go more into why it connects and all said things. Okay. So the focus scripture for the month. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new, for those of you who have no idea. So the focus scripture comes from my Write It Out goal setting planner. The link is in the description. I know we're in the beginning of the year. It's planning time. It's go time. If you have not figured out where to write down these ideas and things, baby, go ahead and grab you this goal setting planner. Okay. So it's undated, so you could essentially buy it once, save the document, and then print it out and write what you need to write, or so it's digital. So there's multiple uses, but the focus scripture for the month of January. Here it is: Habakkuk 2:2. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Everybody is in planning mode right now. Habakkuk 2:2, right? Then the Lord said, then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and engrave it plainly on clay tablets so that the one who reads it will run. And verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed future time. It hurries towards the goal of fulfillment. It will not fail. Even though it delays, wait patiently for it because it will certainly come. It will not delay. Okay. So, why I say that this scripture lines up so much with what I'm in the midst of right now, it is it is so beautiful. Cause listen, let me tell you. Let me let me tell you, okay? Um, this grant that I have been funded on, right? This is something that I filled out way back in September. So I filled it out in September. Hi. I filled out for this grant in September. When I filled out for this grant, I had to forecast the vision. I had to tell them what it is that I was going to do with said money. I had to make the project and the vision very clear. So, listen, those of you who are in the entrepreneur business space, side hustle, whatever you want to call it, right? If you're in that space, I'm going to come back to verse 2. Write the vision and engrave it plainly on tablets so the one who reads it can run with it. Thank you. Listen, the whole premise here, I had to one, I had to have a vision of what I was going to do with the funds, which I did. I mean, I I love putting on creative projects and different things. So the vision wasn't the problem. A lot of you, vision is not the problem. The problem comes in being able to clearly communicate your vision to someone else. That is where a lot of us get tripped up. You have to be able to clearly communicate the vision, explain what it is that you are doing, how people can support you, how they can help, because the support is there. The people who want to support you are there, but you have to be able to write it out clearly, be able to express it, explain it, and give it to the people so that they can read it and then run with your vision, right? So we have to be able to clearly communicate. We have to be able to say what it is we're going to do. So I had to map out a whole plan of what was going to happen. I had to have a budget, and my mind frame was, okay, I know I know what it's going to take for me to put on an event. Everybody knows, like, well, maybe everybody doesn't know, but if you're putting on a nice production, a good production, you need about 10 racks. Okay. You need about 10 racks to make that event pop off. Okay. So I'm super excited because I'm almost halfway there. Um, almost 2,500 is a decent number, okay? 2,500 is a great number to start off with, and this is my starting point. My starting point is 2,500. Shout out to Houston Arts Alliance for believing in the vision that I put out there, and that's how it begins. You got to be willing to share your ideas. You have to be willing to get the ideas out of your head, and you have to be willing to understand that it's going to take more than you in order to execute. When God gives you something, what he gives you is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. So I need you to begin to take the time to sit still and map out what it is that's in your head. How much is it going to cost you? Count up the cost. What is it going to cost you in order to execute this thing? Think about everything. And at this point in the game, we ain't got no excuses. There's so much AI out here to help you figure out the budget. If you have no idea what the budget should be, I need you to run into ChatGPT. Okay. ChatGPT, I want to do XYZ. I need to put together a budget for what this should look like and map out what it is that you want to do. Who are you paying? Are you paying people? Are you documenting it? Do you need to pay the people who are going to document? Is there going to be food? What type of venue? What's the capacity? How many people do you want to have attend said event? And once you start throwing those figures in there, chat will give you some numbers, and then you can play around with those numbers. You can look at, do these numbers meet your expectations? Are you going to be able to pay yourself for the labor that it takes to curate, coordinate, and execute said event? Like, all of that needs to be worked into your budget. And if you have no idea where to begin, AI, it's 2026, y'all. We are out of excuses. There's so many tools out here that will allow you to be able to do what you need to do. We have to get out of our heads and begin doing these things. Like I said previously, or I don't know. I don't know if I said it on live or not, but I usually wouldn't even apply for grants or things because it was just one of those, "Oh, I never win these things. I've tried, like, maybe once or twice, and I never win, so, forget about it," right? But this time, and I think 2025, something shifted internally in me, in my mindset, where I began speaking differently. I began declaring differently. I began to speak the will of the Lord in my life. The Lord said that He came that I would have life and life in abundance. Okay. And abundance means that maybe it's not always in my pocket per se, but it'll come to me. What I need, I will have it at the time that I need it. So these are the things that I began to internalize. And as I went to fill out the application, and y'all, I saw this application like maybe within a week of the due date. So I did not have a whole lot of time to fill out this application, but I did it. Okay. I went in with the vision, and shout out to my sis Miriam, because this was a vision that we began discussing together, and I'm gonna have to call you like on a sidebar, because yeah, this was something that I wanted to do previously, and we were not able to execute it back then, but here we are now, and this thing is coming to life, and I'm super excited because it's super important. It's something that is near and dear to my heart. It's a topic that has been something I've been passionate about since I was in high school. Colorism. Colorism is still something that we need to discuss in our community, because this whole idea of, light skin being better and dark skin not being attractive, and all the things that come along with the ideology and the discrimination that happens within the whole colorism system. Like, it's necessary to talk about. If we act like it doesn't exist, if we continue to sweep it under the rug, nothing changes. People continue to be hurt, and access continues to be denied. So these are the things that are important. This is an important community conversation. And so I wanted to bring this conversation to the forefront. And what better way to do that than through the arts? The arts is an amazing way to have conversations that are a little bit difficult to have sometimes, but being able to dialogue through art, through painting, through poetry, through these different creative expressions, it allows for us to then go ahead and tap into some other 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 conversations that we would not otherwise have. So I had to have a vision. Vision was had. I had to communicate this vision. I had to tell the Houston Arts Alliance what I was going to do with the money if they gave it to me. And so I was able to map that out. I wrote it out very clearly for them to understand. And then they scored my responses based on their rubric and all the things. And then it went through a juried process, and people went through and read all of the applications that went in and were submitted. And then the jury either approved or denied your project. My project is one of the projects that is being funded, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. As we begin 2026, I really want to encourage y'all, write things down. We are in a place right now, everybody is in this, new year, new me, all the things. Write it down. Get it out of here. Put it on paper so you can communicate it to the people who are ordained to help you. It is not meant for you to do everything on your own. We need community. We need each other. We need support, right? These are the things that are super duper necessary. So I want to encourage you. I want to remind you, please write down your vision. Make it plain. Put it somewhere where you can see it. Put it up on the wall. Write it down. Yes, I created a digital product. Print that thing out, okay? Print it out. Make it big. Have it somewhere where you can see it, where you walk past it on a regular basis. That way, it stays in the forefront of your mind. And when it stays in the forefront of your mind, you're able to continue to work towards it. You're able to take those action steps. Have the big picture goal, but then break it down. This is the part. This is the part where it gets good. For the vision is yet for the appointed future time. It hurries towards the goal of fulfillment. I applied in September. September is when I applied. I got word at the end of December, after Christmas, that my project was selected to be funded. Okay. Even though it delays, wait patiently for it, because it will certainly come, it will not delay. Sometimes you feel something out today, you don't just get what you want tomorrow. We have been conditioned for instant gratification. Instant gratification has ruined a lot of us, because a lot of us, we no longer have patience. We no longer know how to wait a thing out. We no longer know how to set long-term goals and work towards those long-term goals. We sabotage ourselves in the process so many times because we have been rewired and conditioned for instant gratification. And so now it is up to us to do the due diligence to rewire ourselves to be resilient enough to shoot for the long term, to shoot for the goals that are afar off, to be able to plan a thing out that's not necessarily going to happen tomorrow, to be able to wait for the appointed time, because God's timing and your timing, baby, it's not the same. What you desire, it may very well be from God, but the timing of the thing, that is what we need to get in sync and get in alignment with God's timing. His timing versus what we want and when we want it. Okay? Because that thing that you desire may very well be a God given desire. He has it for you. He placed that desire in your heart. But guess what? You have to become the person who can steward it well. You have to become the person who can steward it well. You have to become the person who has the capacity to hold the thing that he wants to give you. Do some honest inventory. All these things that you've been waiting on God for, that you've been like, God, it's taking too long, and this, that, and the third. Are you today, right now, in this moment, the person who has the capacity to steward well what you are still waiting for? Are you that person? And if you're not yet, continue to pray. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to do that personal development, because it is essential that you become the person who can steward well what the Lord wants to give you. Write the vision. Have patience enough to be able to wait and understand. Like, this is the part, this sentence right here. Even though it delays, wait patiently for it because it will certainly come, it will not delay. Like, when you look at that, that sounds like, what do you mean? You just said it's delayed, but now you're saying it will not delay. Though it delays, it will not delay. What? Ex- what? What are you talking about? It delays as you develop. When you have developed to the person who can steward well, it will no longer delay. So here's the thing. Have you ever heard the phrase, when the student is ready, the teacher appears? Yeah. It's kind of like that. Kind of like that. As you become the person who is capable and ready and diligent and has all the fortitude internally to handle this thing that God is so eagerly designed to pour out on you, it will no longer delay. But you got to write the vision and wait for the appointed time and continue to take steps towards developing into that person who can handle the appointed time. God knows the appointed time. And you sitting still, wallowing in woe is me, and this isn't happening, and whatever the case is, that does not help you get to the appointed time. So don't do the same things you've done previously in 2025 and before. Do what you need to do to develop into the person who has the capacity to handle what you are praying for. Because you may be praying for $1 million business, right? Are you a person who runs $1 million business? Do you have the schedule and the mindset of someone? Do you have the discipline of someone who runs $1 million business? Do you know the language of how other business owners and things communicate? Because you got to be able to talk to other people to make those transactions. You got to speak their language. Are you doing the necessary things to develop and become who you need to become? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It took a lot of discipline and a lot of work. And you know what's funny? I always used to say, I don't want to do all that paperwork. I always I always used to say, I don't want to do all that paperwork. So there were certain things that I just would not do or didn't start because I didn't want to do the paperwork. I avoided starting a nonprofit for a long time because I felt like it was a lot of paperwork and I didn't want to do it. Not because I didn't have vision, not because I didn't have plans, not because I didn't have programs and systems and things inside me that I knew would be beneficial to those who it is for to serve. Why did I not do it? Because I didn't want to do the paperwork. Sometimes the lack you may be experiencing in your life is because of your unwillingness to do the thing that you don't want to do. And I promise you, when I started doing the stairs at the gym, I hate the stairs. I really do. But I was determined to discipline myself enough to do the thing that I don't want to do that's going to yield me the results I want. And I figured if I could start here in the gym, lock in the gym, because working out is like 80% mental, right? 20% physical. So if I could lock in and do the thing that I don't want to do, I said, Lord, if I could discipline myself here, it's got to translate into other areas in my life. It has to. It's got to translate into other areas in my life. And now I see the things that I really didn't feel like doing are yielding me the results. So sometimes what you need is right there on the other side of your discomfort. Like, that is not just a cliche saying that people say, it is a fact. What you desire, what you are waiting for, what you need is on the other side of your comfort zone. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable. And when you get uncomfortable, when you push yourself, you will then see, you'll see the results. Y'all, 2026 is about to be a great year. I am beyond excited about what 2026 has in store. Please, 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 even if you don't get my planner, I don't care if you don't get my planner. While I would thoroughly enjoy you getting my planner, again, link is in the description. While it would be great for you to get the planner, right? Go ahead and have somewhere where you write these things down. Write it down, make it plain, put it somewhere you can see it. Okay. Put it somewhere where you can see it and make sure, baby, make sure that you come back to it on a regular basis. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do to become the person who can steward well what you are waiting on God for. Okay. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Y'all are so, so amazing. And if you would like more information, if you are a small business and you would like to support, I'm still looking for sponsors. You can go to stmarie.com/color of us sponsors, and you will see what this event is, all the things, how you can support. I'm definitely looking for support. If maybe you're not a small business owner and you just want to support, I will be dropping a link on my page. I'll be dropping a link in the comments for you to just be a community supporter. Because again, this event is, I can't pull this off on my own. I know I can't pull it off on my own. So I'm reaching out to the community at large to help me bring this conversation to life. I'm so excited about the artists who I already have on board, my featured poet and my featured artist. I will be showcasing some of my own work that you guys have not seen yet. The series is a series that I've been like, huh. I was so inspired by the Nina Simone song For Women and just the different characters that she portrays in that song. And I felt like this is a conversation that needs to be had. And I realized that colorism is not just a thing in the African American community. Colorism is a thing that happens in the Latin community as well. So Join in on the conversation. My Afro Latino folk, join in on the conversation. This conversation is a conversation that is needed across multiple cultures, okay? And it's very important that we have it. I am super excited to see this event come to life. I'm beyond excited. So, again, if you know anyone who owns a small business who's interested in supporting, send them this link. Send them this link, estmarie.com/colorofus-sponsors, and you will be able to be a part of something amazing. Right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log off because I've got some other things that I've got to take care of and handle. So, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Remember, Habakkuk 2 and 2, write the vision, make it plain, put it somewhere you can see it, expect God to move. Come in with expectation. Know that it will not delay, it will certainly come. That word certainly. It will certainly come. Okay? I need you to be in expectation for 2026 to be a year where, as long as you are doing what you were supposed to do, things gonna go the way they are supposed to go. Okay? I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all again next Monday. And, I'll probably be on these internet streets because I've got a whole lot to do to get ready for this event. So I love y'all. Bye.